Hey baseball fans, my name is Alan Maurice and I welcome you to another amazing episode of All Things Dodgers. If you haven't gotten the chance, please subscribe to my channel, leave a like on the video, click on the notifications bell, and leave a comment down below with any reactions to the topics we're going to be discussing today. I'm really excited about this episode. The trade deadline, which is my favorite part of the season, just passed yesterday, August 1st at 3 p.m. Pacific time. And there were a lot of emotions going on yesterday. We'll get all into that in a few minutes. But before we do, if you were here for the last video, you know about a segment called Test Your Knowledge. Basically, I gave out a Dodgers-related question with 4 multiple choice options. We're going to go through the video, and then I'll reveal the answer at the end. Let's see if you got it right. Today's question was actually mentioned yesterday during the Dodger game against the Oakland Athletics through the Spectrum Sportsnet LA broadcast. So if you got to listen to the broadcast, you may have heard this fact. Here is the question. You ready? What is the Dodgers' record for most Grand Slams hit in a single season? Is it A, 11, B, 10, C, 6, or D, 13? So take some time throughout the video to ponder over that. We're going to reveal the answer at the end, so stick around. Okay. So right before the deadline hit yesterday, the Dodgers acquired left-handed pitcher from the Kansas City Royals. His name is Ryan Yarbrough, and as a return package to send to Kansas City, the Dodgers give up 2 minor leaguers, first baseman Devin Mann and 19-year-old shortstop Derlin Figueroa. So who is this new pitcher for the Dodgers? Well, he debuted in 2018 with Tampa Bay Rays, and he has pitched in the postseason, so he has that experience in big games and in tight spots. He has 1 more year of arbitration eligibility before becoming a free agent. So what kind of pitcher is Ryan Yarbrough? Well, his fastball is not going to light up the radar gun very much. It hits an average velocity of 87 miles per hour. He has a curveball that averages at around 71 miles per hour, and he has a very effective cutter. So his pitch mix and his effectiveness reminds me of Tyler Anderson, who was a left-handed pitcher that the Dodgers had last year, and he eventually signed with the Angels in the past offseason. But Tyler Anderson was a lefty, he had a changeup, and didn't light up the radar gun very much either. However, he was very effective, and he ate up innings for the Dodgers. He would go 6 or 7 innings, and was very effective, and helped out the bullpen for the Dodgers, and saved the energy of some of those relief pitchers. So if Ryan Yarbrough can step into that role for the Dodgers this season, into a role where rotation depth and quality pitcher starts have been very much needed and are going to be vital very soon. If he can step into that role and be a Tyler Anderson sort of piece for this rotation, that is a great pickup for the Dodgers. I had heard his name a few times before. I didn't even know that there was talk about him getting traded this season. I completely forgot about him, and so I had to do some digging and do some research to learn about him. I also learned that his ground ball rate is very high, 38.2% ground ball rate, which is great for the Dodgers defense because you've got Miguel Rojas at short, you have Freddie Freeman at first, sometimes Mookie Betts at second. So you have, if you're the Dodgers, you have a strong defense, a stellar defense that you can put there behind Ryan Yarbrough and be confident that they will snag those ground balls. Walk rate for Ryan Yarbrough is very impressive, 4.2%. So that is a great walk rate. As we know, walks for a pitcher are one of the worst enemies. They can really lengthen an inning and possibly lead to a lopsided inning. You can go from 3 outs, bring the Dodgers bats back up to the plate, but instead maybe you have 2 outs with that 1 walk. There's a home run, and now you're down 2 runs. So walks can definitely hurt a pitcher, but the fact that Ryan Yarbrough barely gives up any walks is very encouraging. I think it's something that the Dodgers really appreciate when they were looking into Ryan Yarbrough and considering a trade for him. Overall, Yarbrough has a 4.24 ERA in the season, 29 strikeouts, only 14 games. He was hit in the face with a line drive earlier this season, and so he made his recovery, and ever since he's been back, he's been really great. If you look at his most recent start, it was on June 30th against the Minnesota Twins. He went 7 innings, only allowed 1 earned run on 7 hits, and got 5 strikeouts. The last few starts of his have been very quality starts. So I think if the Dodgers can plug him in as a starter and put him in that rotation, he will do very well for them. In his pregame interview today, Dodgers manager Dave Roberts did mention that he most likely will be making his Dodger debut against the upcoming San Diego Padres series, which comes after the Oakland series. And so Padres series is more toward the weekend. And so I can't wait to see Ryan Yarbrough, to see what he can bring to this team. I'm really excited about this pickup. In Kansas City, he was sometimes used as a relief pitcher, which also includes having an opener, and then he'll come in and get the bulk of the game. But I think the Dodgers should definitely use him as a starter. I mean, you've got Emmett Sheehan and Michael Grove, who have been the most inconsistent when it comes to starting rotation. So if he can fill one of their spots, maybe Sheehan, and send Sheehan back down to AAA or whatever it is, one of the minor leagues teams, so that he can get more practice and just experience, I think that would be great for both parties. So Ryan Yarbrough, plus signing. I love him. Lance Lynn, let's get into him. He made his first Dodgers start last night against the Oakland Athletics. So how did he do? He got the win. Dodgers won last night. He was credited with the win. Lance Lynn went 7 innings, 5 hits, 7 strikeouts, only 1 walk, and he did allow 3 earned runs. They all came off the long ball. They all were via the home run, which is something that when we first talked about Lance Lynn, we did mention that was one of his weaknesses. So it didn't surprise me that those runs came off the home run. What did impress me, though, was that Lance Lynn went 6 innings without giving up a run. And in the process, he got 7 strikeouts. So if he can repeat the performance that he did last night and continue to do that for the Dodgers, save the Dodgers bullpen, and just bring some new life into that rotation, give some confidence back into those pitchers, and get them excited for the stretch run into the postseason, I really enjoyed what I got out of Lance Lynn watching him last night. If you want to talk more about yesterday's highlights, we got Kike Hernandez, another trade pickup from the Dodgers. He hit a bases clearing double in the 4th inning. The bases were loaded. He made the game 4-0. I'm just loving the excitement and just the energy that Kike is bringing to the playing field. I mean, he's out there almost every day since he's come back to the Dodgers, and it seems like the fans are loving him, giving him that warm reception, and he's playing like he's back home. He has said that LA is like a home to him, and so I think he's been a great addition, especially against left-handed pitching. He just looks rejuvenated, and I'm really enjoying watching him play. He also made a tough catch down there in the 6th inning. Ball was going to the left sidelines, goes over there, brings it right back. So he's fitting just perfectly into, whether it's outfield, second base, such a versatile player and a huge fan favorite. So I'm loving what I'm seeing out of Kike as well. So here comes the question. How would I grade the Dodgers trade deadline? The moves and actions that they made? Overall, I would say a B. I wouldn't say A because A would be if the Dodgers had traded for an ace pitcher like Justin Verlander or Eduardo Rodriguez. And I'd like to make a correction about something I said about Rodriguez yesterday or a couple days ago. Just to confirm or to correct, his contract continues through 2026 and he does have an opt-out after this season, which was why he was a very hot trade candidate. And so I just wanted to make that correction. Ultimately, Rodriguez never went anywhere. And it's interesting, when I first read this, was not very happy. But the Rodriguez trade saga, the Dodgers had a trade for him with the White Sox in place. However, Rodriguez exercised his 10-team no-trade clause and blocked the trade that would have sent him to the Dodgers. So he stayed put in Detroit. It's his choice. All respect to him. It's completely his right. I would have loved to see him in a Dodgers uniform. But, of course, the Dodgers pivoted to Ryan Yarbrough. So it's completely his choice. But I did panic when I saw that because it was less than an hour left before the trade deadline, and I really thought the Dodgers weren't going to do anything. Jack Flaherty had gone to the Baltimore Orioles. A few days ago, Jordan Montgomery had gone to the Texas Rangers. Verlander was off the map, and I really wanted Verlander as a Dodger. So I was getting definitely worried. I heard that Dylan Cease, right when the deadline hit, report came out that Dylan Cease was not traded from the White Sox. So I thought, who in the world did the Dodgers get? Ryan Yarbrough. Wasn't super excited when I first saw that. Did some digging, found out more about him. And so now I'm actually getting pumped to see him in a Dodgers uniform. So that's why overall I think the Dodgers would get a B in my book. They definitely improved on the fringes. You've got Lance Lynn and Ryan Yarbrough. Aren't standout pitchers at this point, but if they can get corrected by the Dodgers and just give some length into that rotation, some depth, that'd be great. You've got Joe Kelly to bolster your bullpen, and then you have right-handed batters like Kike Hernandez and Ahmed Rosario, who you can plug in against left-handed pitching to strengthen that part of your lineup. So I think the Dodgers made some really smart plays, and that's hopefully what will bring them to the postseason and hopefully all the way down to the World Series. So that's my grade, giving the Dodgers a B for their trade deadline. That's going to be it for this video, but before we go, let's revisit our test or knowledge question. Here it was, as a refresher. What is the Dodgers' record for most Grand Slams hit in a single season? A, 11, B, 10, C, 6, or D, 13? And the answer is A, 11. The record was actually set in 2021, so a pretty recent season. And the reason why it was mentioned during yesterday's broadcast was that the Dodgers almost tied that record in yesterday's game against the Athletics. There were a couple innings where there were bases loaded situations. One of them, Kike got the bases clearing double that made the game 4-0. So no grand slam ultimately yesterday, but the Dodgers still came out with a 7-3 win. Tonight, actually at 7:10, so in a few minutes, the Dodgers will be playing against the Oakland Athletics again, trying to take the series 2 out of 3 at least. Tony Gonsolin takes the mound today, so I'm looking forward to seeing what we can get out of him in his start. So thank you everybody for all your support with this video, with past videos. Please continue to support me for future videos. If you haven't gotten the chance yet, subscribe to my account, click the notifications button, leave a comment down below. What do you grade the Dodgers trade deadline? Put in your reactions to who they got. Ryan Yarbrough, what are you excited to see? Leave a like on the video if you would so please. And thank you again. Go Dodgers! My name is Alan Ruiz, and I'll see you next time on All Things Dodgers.